Hi, thank you for being here to Take 10. In today's practice, we're going to be focused on getting a really good psoas and hip flexor release, which are located right here at down the whole front of the body. I'm sure that you've felt some tightness in this area before, especially if you are an avid runner or if you sit at a desk all day kind of in this crunch position. So we're going to get a good release and a good stretch for them during this practice. Let's go ahead and start on our backs. So from a lying down position, hug your right knee into your chest and then extend your left leg out long and drop the heel to the ground. And right here you already might feel some tension in this right front of the hip, and that's what we're trying to release here. So take a big breath in and take a big breath out. And then lift that left leg up to about a 60-degree angle, so making sure that your tailbone is sliding down towards your heel and your back is nice and sealed. Noticing if that shifts anything in that right front hip flexor. Take another big breath. And release. And then we're just going to switch sides here. So hug the left knee in, extend the right leg out long, drop the heel to the ground at first to start. Noticing any difference on the right or left side, on that front of the left hip. Inhale here. Exhale, trying to release that spot. And then raise the right toes off the ground for about a 60-degree angle. Just noticing if that changes anything as your tailbone and your lower back are nice and sealed. Inhale. Exhale, release. Hug both knees into the chest. Last little stretch or release we're doing here. On your inhale, you're going to extend the arms up overhead and both legs out to a 60-degree angle. And on your exhale, pull them back in. I'm just going to do 4 more here. Inhale, open up. Exhale, pull back together. So you're just getting some mind-body awareness here of where our hip flexors are. Definitely starting to feel them here. Last 2. Good. Then from here, you're going to drop both feet down to the ground and separate the feet to about hip distance. And then arms can come out wide, palms face down, and then just drop the knees over to the right. And try to pull that left knee down and away from you, and you should start to feel a little bit of a stretch through this left front of the hip here. Take a big breath. And then come back to center and let the knees drop over to the left. Pull the right knee down and away from you, feeling a nice big hip flexor stretch on this right side here. Take a breath. Come back through center. I'm going to do 1 more on each side. So drop the knees over to the right, pull away from you with that left knee. Take a breath. Come back through center. Knees over to the left, pull the right knee away from you a little further. Take a breath. All right, then from here, bring the knees back through center. And this time, take the right heel and place it on the front of the left thigh. And do the same thing, but just getting a little deeper into the hip flexors. So you're gonna drop the knees over to the right, but press the knee and the heel into each other. So finding some tension there, and keep pulling the knee away from you as well. So you're getting a little deeper into this left hip flexor. Take a breath. And release. Come back through center. We're going to stick on this side as we're going to open up a little deeper. So you're going to cross the right knee over the left completely. And then same thing, drop the legs over to the right. Using the weight of the full right leg to kind of pull that left knee down and away from you, getting a little deeper into this left side. Take a breath. And then you're gonna come back through center, stay cross with the legs, right knee over top, and then just drop the legs over to the left this time. So noticing how this shifts the stretch into the right hip flexor this time. Also might be feeling it in the outer right glute. Little added bonus there as we take a breath. Come back through center, and we'll just switch sides. So taking the left heel and placing it on the right top of the knee, letting the knees fall over to the left. Press the heel and the front of the right thigh into each other for a little bit of tension, and like you're pulling the right knee away from you at a diagonal. Take a big breath here. Come back through center, deepening that stretch as you cross the left knee over the right completely. And then drop the knees back over to that left side. Shoulders are staying firm underneath you. Getting deeper into this right hip flexor. Take a breath. And then coming back up through center, keep the legs crossed and drop the knees over to the right. Transitioning the stretch to the left hip flexor and the outer left glute. Take a breath. Come back through center, uncross the legs, step the feet out wide to the outsides of the mat, and then with the left knee is going to stay as it is, just drop the right knee in towards the midline. Hopefully you're feeling that stretch on your right hip flexor. Take a breath. Hopefully you're feeling a little less tight and a little more loosened up. Lift the right knee, keep the right knee as is, just drop the left towards the inside of the right foot. Totally normal for one hip to be just feeling different than the other. Come back through center. Hug both knees into your chest for a moment. And then grab underneath your knee pits. You're gonna rock yourself up to a seat. And we're gonna come into a tabletop position here. So from our tabletop position, we're gonna step the right foot in between the hands and come up into a nice low lunge. So we're not gonna sink super deep into this lunge. We're gonna make sure that we're pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. And as if someone's pressing on your bum, pushing it forward, already you should start to feel this left hip flexor loosen up. We're gonna lift the arms. We're gonna take one big breath here. And we're gonna deepen the stretch a little bit by just twisting the torso over to the right. And if this is enough for you, then stay here and try to lift up out of that left hip here as well. Otherwise you can reach, if you're looking for a little more, you can reach a little farther with the left hand. Maybe take the right hand to the top of the knee for a little bit of support. And getting much deeper into this left hip flexor and psoas. Take a big breath here. Come back through center, plant the hands down, and we'll just go ahead and switch sides. Step the left foot forward, rise up. Don't sink super deep. Hips can be right over that right knee. Push the bum forward as you pull the left hip back. Good. And imagine lifting up and out of that front, of that right front of the hip. Lift the hands. We'll take one breath here. And then twist the torso over to the left. If this is enough, stay here. Otherwise, you can bring that left hand to the left knee and reach up and over to the left, keeping the torso twisted. Last big breath. Bringing the hands back up through center, placing them back down on the ground, stepping back for tabletop, and then rise up on both knees here. And then you're gonna place your hands on like the top of your bum with your fingertips facing down for a little bit of support, and keep pulling the low back down as you just push your pelvis forward. So we're not getting too much into a back bend, but just kind of continuing to open up the front of both hip flexors here. kind of protecting the psoas on the back, as your psoas connects your inner thigh up and over your hip and around to the lower back. So this can be a spot that can hold a lot and create a lot of tension on your lower back here. So just giving this a moment to stretch out. Go as deep as your body allows. Take a big breath. Rise back up, sit your bum on your heels. Good. I hope you feel a little bit more loosened and relaxed through the front of the hips here, causing some more wellness and health for the overall body, mind, and spirit. Thank you very much for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.